Hello, this is yours truly, Charles Prosper, your consistency success coach. And in this installment, I want to talk about a topic that I see on a lot of the YouTube videos that address how to be consistent. I've seen this title over and over and over again with different presenters, but it's the same title, and the title is all wrong. The title that I have seen consistently is Force Yourself to Be Consistent. Force yourself to be consistent. Force yourself to be consistent. Well, in the long run, it doesn't work like that. In fact, what if I told you that you should not approach consistency with the idea that you have to force yourself to do it, but rather you need to know how to train yourself to be consistent until it becomes a natural part of who you are and what you do, and forcing consistency will not be an issue. So on this subject, I say do not force yourself to be consistent. Train yourself to be consistent, and it becomes a natural part of who you are. So, here we go. Hello, my friend. How are you today? As I scan the internet and look at the various videos on YouTube on the subject of consistency, I see a title by various authors over and over and over again, if you notice. And it is force yourself to be consistent. Force yourself to be consistent. And I disagree that this all or none approach usually is beset with failure by most people, because it's predicated on the idea that most people have this immense force of will to do something in order to be able to be consistent. In fact, consistency is not about forcing yourself to do something in one concerted effort. It's a daily, repeated process that has to be done again and again and again, repeatedly over the course of many days. It's a gradual process. It's not an all or none process, and it involves many elements that allows you not to necessarily have to force yourself to be consistent, but a way that you train yourself to be consistent, that it becomes eventually a natural and welcome course of activity over time. So the way to be consistent is not necessarily by forcing yourself to be consistent as an all or none effort. In fact, it's just to the contrary. You need to train yourself to be consistent by doing certain things in a certain way. For example, same time, same place is one of the key elements that allows consistency to be done in a way that you train yourself versus forcing yourself. If you are going to go to the gym, for example, my advice to you would be to go to the same gym or go to the same place, wherever it is that you normally exercise, be it at a gym or in your garage or wherever it is that you decide to begin to exercise, and make sure you're going to go and exercise in the same place. And then again, additionally, you need to plan to go at the same time. So if you go to the gym and exercise and go at the same time in the same place, and then allow yourself 30 days at least to get into the rhythm and the program of it, what starts out as discipline, something that you believe you have to force yourself to do, becomes natural, because the idea is that if you practice a certain objective at the same time in the same place, you train your subconscious to be ready to do something at a particular time and at a particular place. We have a lot of routines that we don't have to force ourselves to do because we've gotten into the routine of same time and same place. We get up to go to work at the same time and go to the same place, and then over time it is something that we naturally do. We feel like eating at the same time and at the same place because our body and mind responds to rhythms that become natural for us to do. In other words, which initially starts out as discipline dissipates over time after repeated process of same time and same place and practicing something. And usually it is a matter of allowing yourself enough time for your automatic subconscious mechanism to accept the fact that this is a regular routine and it no longer offers you resistance for you to have to force yourself to do it. So one of the key things to keep in mind yourself to be consistent. You're not forcing yourself to be consistent because this resistance is only in the beginning. It's only in the beginning, I would think, first 21 to 30 days if you continue to train yourself at the same time in the same place. Another key thing is you need to enlist accountability partners. These are people who have your best interests at heart, who understand what you're doing, and even better, someone who's qualified in understanding what you're trying to do. If it happens to be an expert in the particular field that you're trying to strive toward, it's even better. So with the combination of same time and same place, allowing yourself 30 days, and enlisting accountability partners, it is absolutely unnecessary for you to have to force yourself. So the idea is to understand that you train yourself to be consistent over an initial period of time, usually about 30 days. And if you have in the forefront of your mind the reason why you are consistent, this helps to prepare you forward as well. So keep in mind that becoming consistent is not a matter of forcing yourself, because it is presumed that resistance to be consistent is overcome in one massive, concerted, superhuman effort. Normally, this is not the way people become consistent. Consistency is something that happens rhythmically over time through repeated practice, generally of performing something at a certain time in a certain place, until it becomes, quote unquote, a habit, and you want to do this particular activity on a daily basis. Another great example would be having to get up to study, for example. If you are studying for an advanced degree and you need to get up, for example, an hour before you go to work. Now, I'm giving you examples of things that I have actually done. I have actually done these things, so I know what it involves. I went back to school at the age of 66 and obtained a master's degree in psychology, and graduating with a 3.95 grade point average, while working full-time as a single dad, taking care of a 16-year-old girl, while working full-time, going to a high school to teach Spanish, and managing to get myself to wake up at 4 a.m. in order to study for an hour and a half before going to the gym for another 45 minutes. And the only way I was able to do this was that when I studied, I would study at the same time, which was, I think, was 6 o'clock, at the at the kitchen table, the same place. And over time, after the initial resistance, 30 days, 60 days, there was no more forcing involved. Initially, yes, there is a resistance, but remember, it's a matter of training yourself gradually over time instead of trying to force yourself to be consistent in one concerted effort. So, my advice to you is to understand that permanent consistency, if I can use the word, happens gradually through training yourself, same time, same place, allowing yourself at least 30 days for the resistance to dissipate and the habit to become a part of you, and as well enlisting accountability partners that will help you to stay on track as well. So, in short, do not force yourself to be consistent. Train yourself to be consistent by the principles that I have just explained to you. And, as I love to say, always, until next time, stay consistent and be successful. Okay, I hope you got it. I hope you got it, that the idea is to gradually train yourself consistently to be consistent. That is the secret. It's not this all or none massive He-Man forcing yourself to do it, that type of thing. I mean, it sounds dramatic, but it's not as effective as gradually and consistently training yourself to remain consistent. That's how it's done. Now, before I go, I would like to invite you to my community at the Prosper Consistency Success membership site, where you will have access to live coaching calls to help you to stay consistent in your particular endeavor, as well as you will have access to accountability partners who are also members, such as yourself, who will help you to stay focused on your particular goal until it is reached. And also, one other thing is that I put out content on a daily basis, and I think it's awesome. I mean, that's just me. And I think it'll be you too once you see the constant and consistent videos that I put out. So I would strongly suggest that you like and subscribe to my videos so that you don't miss out on any of the valuable content that I put out on a daily basis. So, with that, as I always like to tell you, stay consistent and be successful.